Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video in which we are basically just going to go through the ruck show that happened, and how basically there was another in this game, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tons that won't even get onto the thumbnail. That's how ridiculous this scoring was. It was so heavily slanted to the guys that played and scored really well. Rather than the guys sort of down the bottom end, as there was 1, 2, 3, 4 scores in the 10s, and then another 2 scores in the 20s, and then 1, 2, 3 scores in the 30s, and another 2 in the 40s as well. So it really showed there was a bottom sort of 10 that sort of combined for about 200 points, and that left the top sort of 36 to score like 3,300, and that sort of shows why there was a big split. And it was the ruck show that combined for almost 300 points. So if you had those 2 rucks, if you had Marshall in the ruck line, Jackson in the forward line, and then had the captaincy on Marshall and have Gawn as well, you are absolutely dining out. You might get you may even get close to 600 points in general, because Marshall would be 342, Jackson's going to be 116. What's that? 550 odd, and then you have 450 odd, 460, and then you've got Gawn against West Coast. So yeah, Marshall just went ridiculous and sort of burnt me for doing what I did, and I guess it shows that primos that are sort of like Marshall that have the role, you probably should hold. Rather than, and they have just a knock but they're still playing, you should probably hold, rather than guys that are sort of underscoring, don't really have the role, those primos, then you should probably move them on. So anyway, before we jump into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So I guess this was another learning video, I guess. This video is probably going to have another big learning point. Marshall just went off, and like it's been a discussion, I think, in sort of the forums, Twitter, etc., in the fantasy community today. What can we learn out of Marshall to sort of sweep? And because a lot of people are saying, oh, you shouldn't have done that because they're using hindsight. And yes, this has basically been a pie in my face almost, this trade. But it was one of those ones that I think I was talking about earlier in one of the videos earlier today. You know, if you make logical trades, you get 80% of them right most of the time. And this is one of the ones that it didn't go right. He had a knee injury, and I think this is one, maybe we need to adjust the logic slightly with it. He had a knee injury, was struggling to almost get up and play, was going 50s. So like there was almost a logic to say that he wasn't going to get up and he was just going to score 50s and drop another 200k very, very quickly, like 100k very, very quickly. So I guess there was logic there, but he's just blown that out of the water. I don't know what exactly he had. 7 marks, 9 tackles, 39 hitouts. That is 36, 21, 57. That's almost 100 points in non-disposals. He had, 82. So we had, 89 points in non-disposals. Really just shows the difference in what he put out today. Or yesterday, sorry. So yeah, he was absolutely immense. Sinclair as well, I thought he butchered I thought he had a worse game than he did, to be honest. Wangadeen Malira, the problem with him in Supercoach is that he doesn't get enough contested possession. So if his disposal efficiency is poor, he really does, and has a couple of clangers, he really does suffer. Bradley Hill, 109, he had the clanger that caused the winning goal, basically. The goal to kill it. Bono, 109 as well, 100. He's been a guy that I didn't think I'd hold this long, but he's continuing to be held. And he's been outstanding. So yeah, I'm definitely, once I get through my sort of uni stuff in the next 3 or 4 weeks, I will look back on these videos and sort of try and make up a list of the big learnings this year, so that we can make a video for that, I think, in about maybe during the buys as well, because it will be sort of a quieter period. We'll have like 6 games to go through. There won't be too much. And we also get back to, I think, post-buy, almost the Friday stuff. So we have an extra bit of time. So yeah, Riley Bonner 109, and we will lose the cash cows at that point video because they really are negligible. As you start to complete your teams, if I can even complete my team. Battle Steel, Windtager, So Steele just didn't look on it yesterday, sorry. 9 clearances, 12 contest possessions, but that was about it. And he got, in the end, 18 touches, 8 tackles, and 2 marks. So the marks, as we were talking about for Steele, were down. He did a lot of work in the last quarter, I believe. I think he had about a 30-point last quarter. If I look at Steele here, 29-point last quarter. You can see all the work he tried to do late as well. What's that? 11, 13 in the last sort of 3 or 4 minutes to try and get up to a decent enough score. But yeah, he just didn't do anything early. Got to 15, and both of his marks were early, and nothing after quarter time for marking wise, which really is a struggle for Steele, which kind of sucks. Not going to lie. Windhager 75. Windhager's going to be a good midfielder. We're just seeing him naturally develop. Darcy Wilson 72 and 75 splits. He's still putting up good numbers as a forward. Mid forward, and he is a winger, so that's pretty good. Even surprised when he had his wing partners in Wood and Henry doing it, so maybe you can almost consider in a couple of weeks when Wood and Henry both start to kick into gear, that Wilson will get that sort of half forward roll back, and that won't be good. It'll be relegated to the half forward pocket, sort of. Howard, Dow, Wilkie, Owens, Patton, Webster, Caminiti, King, and then Filippo, 4 disposals. What's he doing in the seniors? That was probably one of my big calls this year, is Filippo's going to take the next step up in the next little bit. No. He is being wasted at the moment. Give him the keys and the twos, honestly, at the moment. And that's one of the differences you see between the Swans and a lot of other teams in the twos, is that teams generally want to win the twos, whereas the Swans could honestly care less about winning in the twos. It is more about personal development, and that's why I think they don't have as many periods of downturns, is they don't really care about the result. They'll give someone the keys to the back line or keys to the midfield to let them develop. Or they'll try and hide their, like they've done this year with Green. They've given him his first ruck time. And he did really well on that. So that may be one of the videos that I actually go through, is just going through the VFL and looking at players. That might be one of the videos I do for the future, for 2025 as well, and bring it in the back half of 2024. So there's that sort of thought as well. Filippo needs to go down into the twos. He did kick a goal, but I think it was late on that he kicked a goal, I want to say, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, it was so late on that he kicked the goal, and I think he dropped the mark in that sequence as well, but it was a dead goal as well. Don't think it had any impact on the game. Jones, Collard, and Jones might have been the worst sub on that I've ever seen as well. Someone put it as well. 3 free kicks, 2 of them were back-to-back, I believe, if we just go to Jones as well. Where is it here? Free kick in the space of a minute. And then a free kick here as well. Then we go to Fremantle, and Jordan Clark just went out. He was annoyed about being tagged by James Jordan, it sounds. 141, 151 split. Efficient. Got 8 marks, 8 tackles, which is 56 points in there. And got to a 151. Luke Ryan, a 122. I think that's a pretty good trade-in, to be honest with you. Annoyed that I didn't get him in fantasy, but because of Jordan Sweet, because of Ken Hinkley deciding that Visitini against Toby Conway, was it, or something, or Blickard, like a singular ruck in Blickards, was a good reasoning behind him staying in the side. I had to sort of maneuver some stuff around in fantasy, so my fantasy season's cooked. Luke Ryan, a 116, 154, and just shows he can do it, and that's why he's a top 6 forward, because he'll get games like this where he is just ultra efficient. He had 21 contests. I know full-time ruckie's going to get that, but 21 contest possessions, 10 clearances, 5 clangers though, for a 154. So yeah, if he can have a 100% efficiency game, he gets these type of stat lines so easily. Could have easily had some more kicks as well, and I think that a lot of the clangers came from his free kicks, which were a little bit annoying there, but they don't impact as much, I don't believe. Hayden Young was huge. Caleb Sarong did pretty well at 118, sort of is annoying, so I thought he didn't have that impactful of a game, but 9 clearances, I believe, 14 contest possessions. Brayshaw, sharp, an 88-89 split is really good. Tracy, Johnson, O'Meara, Walker, Banfield, Ash. Fife as well, probably a poor hold for me to hold Fife, as I believe I changed my trades after. So yeah, probably a poor hold there. Amos, Voss, Chapman, as he looks, Fife looks cooked now, to be honest with you. Chapman, 2 goals 5 for Amos is a little bit poor. 1 goal 3 for Voss. Chapman as well hasn't really lifted from what we thought in pre-season. Emmett, Pearce, Walters looked cooked as well, to be honest. Draper and then Frederick had a pretty... It looked bad. Head knock, he should be out for concussion protocols 2 weeks, or a week, sorry, and he'll be back. But that is the video there going through the St Kilda versus Freo game. They should be up at 2 p.m. if I'm following right on my schedule. But yeah, that's the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.